Okay, this is the highlights from Monday, GreatStockPicks.com live trading chat room. The stars for today were a few of our GSP All-Stars, guys that have been with us for a long time, have proven themselves, and we've bumped them up to All-Star status where their font is a different color than our regular members. And a chime sounds when they post stuff in. So remember, in the early going, first 10 or 15 minutes, I'm trying to build a list for the room of unusual early volume. At the same time, I try to keep one eye on a couple stocks that I'm looking for an early entry in. I didn't find one today, but one of our All-Stars, Mo, found VVUS. I'll show you exactly where he called it. I think it, well, I shouldn't say exactly because I'm not positive. I think he called it, well, you know what, give me a second. I have it saved. I forgot I went back to the chat room and took some still shots in the afternoon. And that way you can actually see, look at this, 9:33 in the morning. So 3 minutes into the session, again, I'm building a list for the room of high volume stocks, but look what Mo posted right there. See how his font is a different color? VVUS on watch for, cover up his typo, for a break of the 5-minute high, and then within that same minute, he went ahead and said he's in VVUS at 40, which is shorthand. Let me get this off there. Which is shorthand for 2040, okay? And if you scroll, there is actually the break of the 5-minute high he was talking about. We went ahead and grabbed it at 40. These are 5-minute candles, so 10, 15 minutes later, it's up $1.28 from Mo's idea. And I saw many members thanking Mo, so there's an example again of some of our members just making great calls. And again, today, our GSP All-Stars were the stars of the day. I was like another member in there watching these guys make some calls. I did have a couple suggestions that worked well too that I'll share with you. But and then Wayne, one of our newer All-Stars, CLNE pullback to the rising 20 on 5s and to the rising 8 on 15s. Watch for 5s trigger long. That's a great alert right there. You know, he could have just, some people would just type in CLNE and then later claimed to have said, hey, I told you CLNE was going to work. Don't get a much better description than that. And when he's talking about the rising 20 on 5s, this is the rising 20 period moving average, 5s meaning 5-minute candles. And again, if you notice, he said watching for a 5s trigger long. That just means the first break, and this is what it looked like when he posted that idea. Well, it means the first break of a previous 5-minute candle's high. So if it breaks this candle's high, in other words 21.20, worst case stop will be below this candle's low 21.05. 15 cents risk, boom, there's the trigger, and just climbs all day up to 22. So 80-cent move on 15 cents risk that, as you can see from the chart, was never in danger of being stopped out. And doing R. Brown a disservice here because I didn't dig deep enough to find his original call, but there's an example of another GSP All-Star. WDC was up 40 cents since he called it. Again, I didn't find the original alert. So there's just 3 fantastic calls by our All-Stars in there. And a couple ideas that I had as well. And I'll show you one that didn't work too. CCJ looked like this. It was on our early high volume strength list, and I called it over this 5-minute candle. I actually had the projector on and said over this 5-minute candle to stop below it is a pretty low risk idea. 23.46, 23.38 stop, and this one did make it to 23.86. So a big 40-cent move, nothing to write home about, but the trigger and stop absolutely nice and tight there. Again, here was the trigger and here was the stop. So pretty good time to enter that one. Also mentioned Broadcom. You see how 5-minute candle is very strong. I told everybody in the pre-market that I liked where Broadcom was going to open. Anytime you have a gap up and a close red, okay, and that's what happened on Friday. This is Friday's candle. Right there. Anytime you have a gap up and a close red, and then the next day it gaps above that, that's a pretty powerful setup. We've noticed that over the years. So then you want to look for a long entry. And Broadcom, a nice pop here. I missed the original break of the 5-minute high, but on this flag pattern pullback right in here, I went ahead and said I liked Broadcom on 15s, using the same kind of lingo that the guys in chat were using. In other words, you have stair steps, consecutive lower highs on 15-minute candles. 38.55 would have been the entry, and a worst case stop below this candle, 38.41. And from 38.55, this one got through 39. Now, the market was strong today. A lot of things climbed higher, but there was a couple of my ideas. And then I also called IPSU. It's the one that didn't work, by the way. IPSU, early strength. Had this big move back here, gap up back here, and was just grinding. Then today was showing nice volume. Okay, so there's the opening half hour about right here. And then when it started flagging here, I ended up calling this as a long idea at 540 with a stop at 530. So basically, right about there, that's supposed to be an arrow, sorry, and a stop right here. And you can see what happened. I thought when it got to this area, it would get through the high of the day and continue. Instead, it got to this area and then just grinded down over the next hour or so, and then boom, comes down, takes out the stops, and then reverses and then makes the move. So as I told our members, you can be right about an idea and still have a losing trade. It's all about timing, isn't it? I think that's the highlights from today. Teamwork, fantastic in there. Not going to babble any further. I've got to head out here and go start looking for some stocks so we can stalk in our chat room tomorrow. So a really nice day, but again, I certainly wasn't the star. I was going to entitle this video why I'm the star of the chat room, and it was going to be you know, all sarcastic banter about I'm only the star because I appointed these guys all-star status. So it still all comes back to me, and it's all about me. I made a joke like that in chat today, and some people thought it was funny, and some people told me to be quiet. But anyway, instead I just, you know, it's time to just give these guys credit where credit's due. A lot of good calls in there. Not going to babble any further. Looking forward to tomorrow's trading, and we'll see you guys later.